It's interesting. I didn't even know that until you brought it up after the game. I was not aware that we didn't throw a pass on that drive.
Was it just because the run was so effective and you just kept going to it?
A combination of that, and then however they defended us and what our plan was, depending on how they lined up.
When you think about that in retrospect, does that go along the lines of what you wanted going into the game to be the tougher team? Because 11 plays, 99 yards all run.
I mean, going back and thinking of it now, I would think that the guys up front, our linemen that put in a lot of time and effort and try to be more physical than other teams, I think they would should feel pretty good about themselves after doing that. Yes.
A lot of people say spread offense and they're running the ball 11 straight times. That's just not something you see every day.
Well, we want to run the football, and we hope that we can continue to run it. If we stay healthy up front and our backs stay healthy, we want to run the ball, and I don't think it's any secret. And if we have to throw it or the pass is there, we'll take it.
Does that make you different from other teams that run the spread, though? Because a lot of them just seem to focus on the pass.
It's really hard for me to comment on what other people's game plans are with what they do on offense. You guys know more about the statistics and the spread than I do. I would say that the pass is probably more prominent.
With Kendall, do you go with him until or do you go with a hot back? How do you decide between Kendall and Keith?
I think Coach Looper, Kendall's a starter, and he plays, and as long as he's fresh and he feels good about himself and he understands what we're doing, then he goes, and if he gets fatigued, we put the other guy in. And right now we have a luxury in that we're not concerned when we slide another guy in. I'm not sure that it's always been that way at any position, but Keith has played well up to this point, and then Bo has given us some reps, and Bo is coming along. He's not as far along because of the experience at this level, but he's starting to learn to play to the speed of the game a little bit. But Kendall goes, and if he gets tired, put the other guy in.
Will he tell you he's tired?
He doesn't talk. I think that, I've never heard him say a word during a game, ever. Never heard him say a word. And I think Coach Loop does a really nice job of getting a feel for, he can tell by the way they're running and their actions if they're tired or not. And he'll rotate them out. And sometimes I don't really know when he does it.
Kendall told us he gets so relaxed before the game, sometimes he'll just doze off in the locker room. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen him do that, but that wouldn't surprise me. He's going to live a long time, and chances of him dying of a heart attack aren't very good.
Speaking of your confidence that you now have in Keith, can you talk about him and how, from that Troy game last year to this year, how improved he's been?
He took a lot of heat, and he really matured as a person because probably it's repeating myself a little bit, but in the preseason I said, he had a choice to get it done or he wasn't going to get to play very much. And so he just said, I need to take better care of the ball, and I need to get healthy and strong because he had to overcome the knee injury. And so he's really done a nice job. And I say this a lot because it's important to our staff, but he learned a great lesson in life in that I overcame an issue. I was taking a lot of heat from the public for not taking care of the ball, had a knee injury. It can be kind of a downer for an athlete, It's almost like a bird dog, and you never take them hunting. They just mope around all the time because they like to hunt. Well, it's the same thing for an athlete. They like to go play. And he lost that for a little while, but he really reached down deep and has done a nice job. And so I think he learned a good lesson in life there.
I talked with Brady Bond Saturday night after the game, and he said the offensive line really got into a rhythm and thought they really played well except for a couple of occasions in the game. He named those, but did they grade out that well?
They graded out good, not great. They played good. They can get better in several areas, and I think that's common at times. But I think that our linemen take pride in being in good physical condition, and they can just keep going. And it's worked well for us up to this point. They're in good shape. I've said this several times. Rob Glass is tremendous with them in the weight room and in their strength conditioning and cardiovascular system, and that's an advantage for them. I think they can get on guys and stay on them at times when the other team may be fatigued. It's just what I see on tape.
Texas A&M, your thoughts on what you've seen of them so far?
Well, offensively, obviously number 1 and number 3, guys that can really move and make plays. You have to corral them defensively. We have to take notice of where they are on the field. Defensively, Coach Kynes is playing 3 down and doing what he's done for a long time. They're blitzing. A lot of similarities to the his history and what the defenses have done wherever he's been. They got maturity in the secondary. Number 4. Number 9 is the safety that's played. He played some invert for him last year. Now he's playing some safety and dropping down, is tackling really well and making some plays for him. Number 11, their defensive lineman is very disruptive, and I don't know what his stats are. I've seen him get 4 or 5 sacks on tape already. The inside backers, 40, can really run, 46 and 42, guys that can move and make plays. They're playing with a big guy inside now, 91 and 83. I believe 83 is a freshman. Is getting some push for him. He's got a sack. And then 49's rushing on the outside. Has done a nice job getting up the field and applying some pressure to the quarterback. But obviously a completely different system than what was there when Fran was there. So it's important for our players. It's an adjustment for us offensively to prepare for a 3-down defense compared to a more popular defense, which is 4 down.
Do you go in preparing that both Johnson and McGee will play a quarterback for them?
We don't have any idea. I'm going to guess that Coach Beck and those guys are going to prepare for both. We've seen that now this won't be the first time this year we've seen that. So they'll have to have a plan for both.
Are you sick and tired of seeing number 11 for them on offense?
I thought he had a PhD by now. He's been there forever. He's playing more on more fullback for him now. But I thought he was done. But he hadn't had as many carries, Goodson, and then they used Cyrus some last week. Freshman I saw had about 60 yards rushing. I don't know. I'm not as good with offensive numbers. I know 3 and 1 because I saw them make big plays. And then I didn't watch as much of the Army game where Cyrus played, and I know 11.
But Lane, you got to account for him even though he hasn't been up to speed yet.
Yeah, he's obviously a guy that can make some plays. Yeah, have to be aware of it, and I'm not as up to par on what they're doing as much on that side of the ball with him. I just know that he hasn't carried the ball as much as he had.
Coach, 2 straight losses to A&M by a single point. How tough were those to take, and how much do you use that as motivation for your players this week?
Oh, I think that preparation for this team is more important. They're going to see themselves as enjoying having some success and preparing for playing here on Saturday night in front of a big crowd, and we'll get excited about that. I think it's probably a lot more important than what's happened in the past.
How tough were those 2 losses by? Which one point?
Well, losses are tough for me in any way, but I guess that's hard for me to answer. A loss is a loss.
Let's see it.